Come to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafi, and tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
I have been advised by counsel and verily believe same to be true that the organization of the National Delegates Conference, which is scheduled for July 19th, 2025, is unlawful.
MPP National Delegates Conference in limbo as two party members file injunction application at the High Court to stop Saturday's event. Also coming up on Eyewitness News.
I concede, however, that this is the first time we are trying a full-blown authority to be established for the disbursement of scholarship.
Mr. Speaker, I've looked at the objects and I support the objects of the bill.
As Parliament considers passing the Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill 2025, some civil society organizations want the bill suspended. Tonight, we'll find out their argument. Also coming up on Eyewitness News later.
Mr. Speaker, I cannot account for two of my pilgrims. Two of them.
Majority Leader Mahama Yarega reveals two pilgrims from his constituency cannot be accounted for weeks after the holy trip to Mecca. And there's a response from the National Hajj Task Force. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Later coming up in business.
SEC tightens market surveillance to curb illicit activities to boost Ghana's financial sector.
Eyewitness News is live on affiliates across the country, around the globe. We are on citinewsroom.com. Talking about affiliates. If you're in the Western region, you can hear us on Beach 105.5 FM as well as Sky 93.5 FM or in Takrady. In the Bono region, you can hear us on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we are live on Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi as well as the Orange 107.9 FM. In the Volta region, you can hear us on Revival 99.3 FM as well as the Northern region, you can hear us on Bimbila Radio 91.9 FM. In the Upper East region, hear us on Mike 105.3 FM in Navrongo, and in the Upper West region, Tonso 97.3 FM in Wa, as well as Jirakpa 96.1 FM. And in the Hafo region, hear us on Hames Radio 106.5 FM in Goso. You can join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages, and the number is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Now, on Saturday, the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, 4,000 delegates of the party is expected to meet at the University of Ghana campus, the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, where the party will be seeking to amend portions of its constitution. Overall, 300 proposals have been received and been pulled down to 50 of them. But this particular event is in limbo because two members of the party have filed an application at the High Court to stop this whole process. Fred Jabano is my colleague. He has a full detail of this suit filed by two members of the NPP and why this event should not take place on Saturday. Fred, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome, Sami.
Who are these two members of the party?
So these two members of the NPP are Shamsuddin Idrisu of the Walewale constituency and Boatin Kojo of the Bantama constituency. So these two people filed this particular suit at the High Court. They are challenging some procedures the party has adopted in organizing this particular annual conference. And they are saying that these procedures are illegal or are alien to the party's constitution. So they raise several concerns about this particular these particular procedures and why they think that they are a breach of the party's constitution. One of the things they raise is that for every annual delegates conference, the procedure for the party, which the party follows, is that there are supposed to be several conferences held by the party. So before any other annual conference, you have to hold the constituency conference, the regional conference before the national. And these should be done 4 weeks before the annual delegates conference or the annual conference by the national annual conference. Per the case of these two people, the party has failed to follow the procedure. So there has not been constituency conferences held. There have not been regional conferences held. So they feel the party is in breach of its own constitution. There is another issue they raise, that for such conferences, there are circulars which are sent to the constituencies and the regions, announcing or bringing the attention of the executives and delegates to the conference which is supposed to be held. In this particular circumstance, what has happened is that they say that the general secretary of the party circulated an artwork on social media announcing the organization of this particular conference. They actually state the date, which is Friday, 11th July. Before this Friday, 11th July, they also say that they came across another circular on 18th June, which was announcing the fact that the party was going to hold a conference to amend the constitution, and was therefore asking for proposals to be brought before the party committee in charge of this amendment process. This is also, they claim, is alien to the party's constitution. Why? According to them, in circulating such announcements to party members, it needs to be sent directly to constituencies and the regions where the executives and the delegates belong, not on social media. They argue that as we speak, this circular has not been brought to the regions as expected. It's not been brought to the constituency as expected. Therefore, is another breach of the party's constitution. They indicate that when it comes to the amendment of constitutional provisions, what usually happens, or what other general secretaries have done, and what the rules state, is that these amendments are sent, or proposed amendments are put in a circular and also sent to the constituencies and the regions, so that the delegates who will be attending the annual conference, where this particular amendment will be put before them to vote, would get to know, understand, and make a decision before
the event day.
So when they come, they are going to make informed decisions. They claim that the party, as of now, has not gone through that procedure. They haven't sent the proposed amendments to the various parts of the party, which is the regions and the constituencies. That's where the delegates emanate from. So, based on this, the party has again breached its own constitution. Now, they are arguing that when there's an annual conference to amend the constitution of the party, it's not supposed to be a special or extraordinary annual conference. It's supposed to be an annual conference. And in this case, the circular they have seen is announcing an extraordinary annual conference. It is their argument that amendments can only take place at annual conferences, not extraordinary annual conference. So based on this, their argument, the party has once again breached the constitution and should not be allowed to go ahead with this particular process. They are saying that with the proposals, usually the delegates or executives who would make up the conference on the said day are supposed to receive the proposed amendments within a month, at least a month before the event. As they speak, they haven't received those proposals. So they are also challenging this particular process. They claim that they have written to the party, bringing to their attention these breaches. As we speak, they are claiming that the party has not responded to their concerns. Hence their decision to go to court to challenge the organization of the annual conference, which is expected to be held on Saturday. But outside filing this particular suit, they've gone further to file an application to put an injunction, to place an injunction on the annual conference,
which is happening just
this
Saturday,
to stop the party from going ahead to organize it.
Okay.
Because it is their belief that if this is not done and the conference is held, they would suffer as members of the party. The party will not be able to go back to annul.
And has the court granted this application?
No,
yet?
this is just an application.
Okay.
This application is supposed to be heard. So we are waiting to see what would happen with regards to the application for interlocutory injunction. Yes.
Interesting. So looking at the time space, just Saturday, 2-3 days away, can the court immediately do something about this?
The court has the power to hear the case.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be a set date for the application to be moved. There are two schools of thoughts when it comes to issues of applications of injunction and the rest. There's one school of thought which believes that once you file an injunction application, it is as good as an injunction. Hold on till the court hears the case. Then you can go on to do whatever. There's another school of thought which believes that an injunction application is not an injunction.
Yeah. I've heard those arguments a number of times.
So until the court pronounces on that application, you are free to go ahead to do whatever you're doing. There's always a means to remedy it. People also argue that the people who are on the other side said, if the thing is so grave that cannot be remedied, it should be stopped. So these are the two arguments.
And has the party responded yet?
We haven't seen any response of the party as of now.
Okay.
We are not sure whether the party has responded to this particular application. We've tried reaching the legal department of the party, but we haven't gotten any response as I speak. We are hoping that by the end of the show or during the course of the show, we may be able to reach them and find out whether they've seen this particular application, whether they've been served with the application and what they intend to do for going forward.
Fred, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Fred Tete Jabano is my colleague here at Citi FM, bringing us updates on some news coming in, which is that two members of the New Patriotic Party, MPP, have filed an application or injunction application at the High Court to stop the party's Saturday's National Delegates Conference, which is expected to amend portions of the party's constitution. Meanwhile, the Deputy General Secretary of the MPP in charge of operations, who's also the Secretary of the National Planning Committee, as far as this particular delegates conference is concerned, has been speaking to Citi News in respect of preparations ahead of Saturday's event.
For the past 3 days, I have been here to ensure that grounds and everything are set. The planning committee of the conference met and discussed matters relative to the activities that will lead to the delegates conference on Saturday. We took briefings from all the subcommittees. We have 8 subcommittees to this particular conference. Accommodation has briefed us as to how accommodation arrangement has been made. The 5 northern regions and the 3 Bono regions, put together 8, will be accommodated at the University for Professional Studies, that is UPSA. We also have the other 7 regions, minus Greater Accra, will be at Anakazo in the eastern region, where they will be accommodated. Bus arrangement has been made, and those coming from the north will start their journey late today or early. Some of them have taken off. I understand the Upper East region have taken off. The other regions' transportation arrangements too have been made, and in due course, most of them will leave in the early hours of Friday. The arrival to the conference venue or Accra has been made. Security arrangement has been put in place. This morning, we have had the opportunity to meet with the security team that was led by DCOP Dut, who is the regional commander for the Ghana Police Service, and also the divisional commander for the airport area. This is a division, which is ACP Kwame Tewia. He was there, and other men in uniform. We also had the opportunity to have the ambulance service. They were here represented. Also, the fire service was represented here. We had a thorough discussion on the outline of the conference in terms of security. In terms of briefing, all the regions have been assigned an entry point where they would enter into the stadium and take their seats. Delegates arrangement has also been presented to them. Accreditation arrangement and security-wise has also been presented to them. For the purpose of familiarity, the gate will be managed by the Ghana Police Service, and 2 officers of the party will be on a particular standby in terms of identification and other matters that will come that need to be resolved. We want to have a professional touch to this particular entire exercise within the period that we have assigned for this particular work to be done. In terms of health preparations, we have designated certain points. 3 of the stands will be inside the stadium and 2 of the stands will be outside the stadium to be able to take the overflow of other health emergencies that will come. Again, we have also made arrangement at the University of Ghana Medical Center at the emergency. They have given us some certain emergency unit where we will have to send persons that we think that they need referral services. 10 medical professionals have been assigned by emergency statutes to be able to handle such instances. In terms of media accreditation, from tomorrow, accreditation will be opened, and all media houses that have duly filled the Google form will be accredited, and accreditation will be given to them by the Media and Communication Subcommittee. In terms of accommodation too, I have already briefed you, and we intend that the Greater Accra region, they will come from their various constituencies and homes. They are not going to be added to those that are going to be accommodated. In terms of also accreditation, delegates accreditation is identified. It's clear. It has one color. The security features have been put before the security officers, and the security officers will ensure that this is done. The party internal security will also heavily assist the officers of state to be able to make sure that the right thing is done. Procedure of conference is also being put together. The brochure for the conference contains the running order, and this running order is something that we intend to follow through. All amendments have also been printed, binded, and put together. The secretariat of the committee will also be meeting tomorrow. The conference package will be put together. A bag is provided for conference. We have the motions in the bag. We have the accreditation in the bag. We have the brochure in the bag. You have a pen to take note in the bag. And any other material that is required for conference will be put in a bag. We know that every constituency is having 17 members that will be coming from every constituency.
Haruna Mohammed is Deputy General Secretary of the MPP and Secretary of the National Planning Committee for the party's National Delegates Conference taking place on Saturday. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more stories for you.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Charlie, where are you?
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Life doesn't always go as planned. Maybe you dreamed of earning a degree, but something got in the way. Losing a parent, financial struggles, or life just happening. But what if I told you it's not too late? At Cracks Training Institute, we believe in second chances. With the ABE Level 6 program, your dreams are back within reach. If you hold an HND or a 2-year diploma and have valuable work experience, this is your opportunity. The ABE Level 6 is recognized by Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, and equivalent to a bachelor's degree. But that's not all. It also qualifies you to enroll in any university in Ghana for a master's degree. And here's the good news. Admissions start this August. This is your moment. Don't let it pass you by. Take the first step towards rewriting your story. Call us today at Crux Training Institute on 0552 222217, 0552 222217, or visit crux.edu.gh.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're also listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafi, and tonight I am here with Eno Safo. Let's read some of your text messages or WhatsApp messages that you have sent through. Abi National Yuwa says, when will this minority be serious for once? They should give us a break. Gusty Man in Bekum says, these political destructive sponsored guys in the MPP must be fished out early and be expelled, else they will take these behavior of the so-called injunction in 2028 and destroy the chances of the MPP. I see no sense in their claims sent to court regards to Dr. Bawumia. Prince Hadi in Kofodia says, looking at the happenings in the MPP now, it shows clearly that the MPP is facing leadership crisis. If things continue this way, then the MPP must just forget about the 2028 election and prepare rather for the 2032 election and beyond. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Haman from Tamale says, it will take the MPP a decade to stand on its feet again. You can still send in your WhatsApp messages. The number is 0549 986 996. You can send your WhatsApp messages. Eno has some more stories.
Education think tank Africa Education Watch has criticized the current form of the National Scholarship Authority Bill, warning that it merely shifts control of scholarships from one set of political elites to another without addressing underlying problems. Parliament is expected to pass the bill by the end of this week to enhance oversight and transparency in scholarship administration. However, in an interview on the Citi Breakfast Show, Executive Director of EduWatch, Kofi Asare, argued that without measures to curb nepotism and political interference, the bill risks repeating past failures.
The Citizens Coalition is happy that the government has taken a step to promulgate a law to properly manage our scholarship system. The Citizens Coalition acknowledges that the challenges in our scholarship system, as the government also appreciates, includes the cronyism and nepotism that has engulfed it, that it serves the political elite, it lacks meritorious or merit-based system, and then there are no checks and balances in the system. Okay, and apart from that, also it focuses more on foreign scholarships, even when programs are available in country. The final one is that there is a silo-based scholarship regime where we have so many public scholarship schemes running, on their own, and so there's a need to consolidate, which the president emphasized when he was making this promise. Unfortunately, when you look at the bill was only given to members of the Citizens Coalition yesterday. We have requested the Select Committee to do a second of the bill since last week Friday, but to no avail. So it's only yesterday afternoon that we had the opportunity of seeing the bill. And indeed, all the stakeholders I've spoken to, the NUCs and other academia, they're still not seeing the part of the bill. So how we got a bill, we did a quick review and then realized that, yes, it was a good first step in the process of legislating, but there was no need to rush through.
Kofi Asare is Executive Director of Education think tank Africa Education Watch.
Let's go on to the phone lines and speak to Joseph Kwame Kuma. He's the Vice Chair of the Education Committee of Parliament and the Member of Parliament for the Kintampo North constituency. Thank you very much for your time. The accusation is that the Committee or Parliament in general is rushing through this particular bill. Is that the case?
Yo, Sewiafi, thank you for this opportunity to talk to you through your medium, and to thank your cherished listeners for always monitoring Citi FM. The assertion that the committee is rushing through the bill may not be wholly true, from the background that if we consider the memorandum of the bill, Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill 2025, among other excepts, Parliament appreciating difficulties the Secretariat was going through due to lack of legislative backing, had an extensive discourse on the matter in debate calling for reforms of the Secretariat as captured in the Parliamentary Hansard 4th Series, Volume 97, Number 50, dated Wednesday, 5th April 2017. Parliament discussed the need for the introduction of a bill in Parliament to regulate the administration of scholarships in the country. I'm quoting what happened as early as 2017 about the need to have a scholarship authority bill. So for anybody to think that it's just today, the minister or anybody or Parliament rushing through a scholarship bill, the need has been since 2017. Because the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat was established in 1960. 1960. And have since not seen any listen to come with the terms with the current issues. So the reason for the current rendition to have the bill. And among other things, various committees were involved. The Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, you know him. He has been in the student front as a NUCS president some years ago. So appreciating all that happened then up to date. And then during the electioneering campaign, you remember the issues about foreign scholarships. The scholarships, Secretariat be under the presidency. People who are even richer than a lot of people in Ghana were those who were benefiting from the pound sterling, thousands of pound sterling, and so on and so forth. So for Parliament to realize this since 2017, and today, trying to ratify this whole thing to avoid corruption, to make sure we restrict scholarships for foreign studies towards very needed subjects, for us to have a scholarship for very unique subjects that are not offered in Ghana, or programs that are not offered in our universities in Ghana. My brother, I'm a vice chairman of the Education Select Committee of Parliament. We went around, inspected schools, senior, high, and private universities for 3 good weeks when we went on recess the other time before we came back again. All Nations University, you remember? Go and look at the school now. CAF University, Wisconsin University. These are private universities in Ghana who are offering even AI and a whole lot. Then instead of us to even pay money to them locally to go and study, somebody knowing a politician wants you to sponsor him in pounds, in dollars to go and study in the UK, in the United States of America. Meanwhile, University for Development Studies, University of Ghana, University of Cape Coast, these are courses, programs that they run. So are we not human beings who should adapt to the new system? In any case, human beings are normally a bit worried when there's to be a change. I'm not faulting whoever, my brother Manasseh, Brother Asare and co. These are think tanks, people who contribute to our thinking through the nation. I welcome their advice anyway. But to have said that Parliament is rushing, no, that's why I quoted the Hansard. 20, volume 97, number 50, dated Wednesday, 5th April 2017. That was that time that Parliament even decided to start thinking about the bill. So it is not today, please.
Okay, but then the other argument from people is that this new bill or this proposed bill falls short of establishing a transparent, accountable, and merit-based system, which they say is not consistent with global best practice as far as the public award of scholarships are concerned. You think the bill fails to address these issues?
What is global about your country abusing the scholarship, and a new administration comes and says, look, let's look at it this way. Their inputs are welcome. Their inputs are welcome. Honorable Harun Idrisu is somebody who listens, and I'm sure we are not going to argue with them. However, we also need to explain and put it on record that nobody is rushing any bill here. Yesterday, when we were considering it, the third reading, the Honorable Harun Idrisu, he was present himself. As late as 8:15 to 9 p.m., he was there. At a point, he himself said we should postpone the consideration to today. You understand? So, and I understand they met him, and I'm sure he listened to them. We are back to the floor. They've not yet raised any issue about it. But let it be corrected out there that as back as 2017, the Parliament started discussing the need for us to have a scholarship authority.
There's also accusation. There's also the accusation that there was no proper consultation or extensive consultation in dealing with this.
If that is what they will, we are your representation, and if parliamentarians, it wasn't only the Education Select Committee, they had other committees they invited. Well, we've not yet ended it. You have made your input, and that's why we are also explaining what happened. We get past the UDS bill. Well, I don't know what consultation they would have needed there, but I understand where they are coming from. They need to make input. I'm sure the inputs will definitely be welcome. But let me say that among other things, we are stating now, the bill is trying to say that a course like human resource, are you getting me? Political science, the humanities, why should we be spending thousands and millions of dollars and pounds sterling for people to be sponsored outside? Is it economical enough? This is a country that owes a lot.
So you believe these courses can be offered here? So there's no need paying thousands of dollars, as you said, to somebody to go and study this particular course or a number of courses outside.
That is the mischief, among other things. That's one of the mischiefs the bill seeks to clear. Are you getting me? That's one of the mischiefs we want to clear. So that would now rather allow scholarship for programs that are not run in Ghana, like AI, TVET, other vocational technical programs that we need to go and seek knowledge to come and better ours. That is what the bill seeks to achieve. Instead of just leaving it blanketly for any program that somebody feel because my brother is a member of parliament, or my father is a member of parliament, or my auntie is a member of parliament, let me go and do HR, let me go and do humanities outside. My brother, we are all in it together.
Finally,
meanwhile, the private universities in Ghana can equally offer those programs, and even the government, the public universities.
Finally, there's a call for it to be suspended entirely.
Yeah, the call for it to be suspended, I'm yet entering the chamber. I was chairing a program today we had some guests from Boris University from California also, and they came on a visit. They have a memorandum of understanding with Accra Accra College of Education. So they visited the Education Select Committee to let us understand what they've come down to do. We just left there. I'm now entering the chamber because you call. I know the Honorable Minister of Education is on the floor. So it's when I get there that we'll know. He engaged them. The very NGOs and civil society organization, our brothers, they engaged the minister. So when I get there, that we'll know what transpired and the decision thereon.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Joseph Kwame
I'm very grateful.
Who is Vice Chair of the Education Committee in Parliament, also Member of Parliament for the Kintampo North constituency. Let's go on to the other line and speak to some Ghanaian students who are stranded in the United States of America, to be precise, the Memphis University, and speak to Fred Ewuku Opoku Mensah, one of these students who are stranded at the university. Fred, if you can hear me, good evening in Ghana, and thank you very much for your time. We understand you are stranded. The government of Ghana, as far as your scholarship is concerned, is in limbo. What is the situation with you?
The government of Ghana, as far as your scholarship is concerned, is in limbo. What is the situation with you? Yes, thank you for having me on this platform. First of all, I would like to correct the name as mentioned. My name is Fred Ewuku Opoku, the acting Ghanaian leader of the Ghanaian students at the University of Memphis.
Fred, thank you very much. I'll be glad if you can lower the radio at the background. It's giving us terrible feedback here. But whilst you do that, tell us the situation with yourself and your other colleagues in the university.
Yes, the current state of affairs of 181 Ghanaian students at the University of Memphis is nothing to write home about. The management of the university, through a circular dated 14 July 2025, informed us to vacate our rooms by August 9, 2025 at 12 noon CST. Furthermore, our registration for fall 2025 has been dropped as of July 2025 for non-payment of our school fees.
This is serious. So what are you guys doing about the situation as we speak?
As it stands now, we have nowhere to go as we've been informed to vacate our rooms latest by August 9th, 2025. So we are just making a passionate appeal to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Her Excellency Professor Jane Nana Upukwajimai to intervene to salvage the situation, because as it stands, we are stranded and we don't know where to go if we are evicted from our rooms come August 9, 2025.
How many years are you left with your course?
Well, with regards to me, I'll be done with school come next year, May 2026.
And your other colleagues, you know?
Yes, my other colleagues, some of them will be completing school in December, and as it stands now, they are left with one semester to complete school. So if the government of Ghana doesn't intervene, they will not be able to complete their courses to enable them graduate in December 2025.
Have you made any appeal to government aside this particular interview? Have you made any appeal to government to help the situation?
Yes, our attempt to reach the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat and the authorities, be it, has fallen on deaf ears. It has proven futile. None of them have tried to arrange a meeting with us to see how best they can help us.
What about,
as it stands now, we've not heard from the GSS as well as the authorities be it.
Have you tried to engage the embassy, the Ghanaian embassy?
The last time we called them, we didn't get any better response from them. They said they were considering our issues. So as and when they hear from the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, they were going to revert to us. But as it stands now, we've not heard from them.
Fred, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Fred Awuku Opokwa Samoa is a Ghanaian student leader at the Memphis University in the USA. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more stories.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. One pair way now open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Still unbeatable. Republic Bank has slashed the Citi mortgage interest rate to a new low. That means it's more affordable to own your dream home. You enjoy lower monthly installments, save on interest payments, flexible loan arrangements, and more. Make the move. Own your home at a lower teen interest rate. But hurry, this offer lasts for a limited time. Visit any Republic Bank branch or send email to myhome@republicghana.com or call Accra 054-0109-649. Kumasi 054-0109-901 to apply today and enjoy a teen interest rate. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is not all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no.
But I had to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look. The video freezes again.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. From the Internet Masters.
MTN, everywhere you go. Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Let's read some of your WhatsApp messages that you have sent through. Sir Obama in Pokwasi says the mere filing of an injunction application does not automatically mean an injunction is granted. Is just the position of the law. Daniel from Sandama said the fact that the MPB's own members are filing injunction to stop the upcoming annual conference says it all. Deep cracks, distrust, and total disunity. If they can't even agree within their own selves on a conference, then what is left of the MPP as a political party? Agbo in Alajo Accra says, what exactly is the MPP rushing for? They should simply follow what is written in the constitution and stop setting bad precedent. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Let's go to the Majority Leader in Parliament, also Member of Parliament for the Boko Central constituency. What is Mahama Irega saying?
The Member of Parliament for Boko Central and Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga has revealed that 2 pilgrims from his constituency who took part in the 2025 Hajj are currently unaccounted for. Addressing the matter on the floor of Parliament, Mr. Ayariga attributed the situation to language barriers, since some of the pilgrims do not speak Arabic, as well as the advanced age of those involved. He assured the House that efforts are ongoing to locate the missing individuals and ensure their safe return.
Mr. Speaker, I cannot account for two of my pilgrims. 2 of them. As we speak, I can show you my phone. I'm calling our consular officer there to help us to find out where they are. Because some of them are very old people. You go to an event where there are over 1 million people attending. They are not educated. They don't speak the local language. They don't speak Arabic. So it's becoming very challenging. This is the first time many of them are venturing outside Ghana. So sometimes when they get there, they get mixed up with delegations from other countries. You know, some fall sick and they can't find them. They've gone to the hospital. So when after the Hajj, we cannot account for our people, the Minister for Foreign Affairs is the person we should be working with. I have always said that perhaps it is time for this House, as a parliament and also as a country, for us to have a legislation on Hajj instead of it just being a committee. But I think also that whatever it is, when there's an issue in a foreign country, you call your Minister for Foreign Affairs to answer.
That was the Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Ayariga. Meanwhile, former Minister for Defence and Member of Parliament for Bimbilla, Dominic Nitiwul, has urged the Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs to brief the House on the overall management of the 2025 Hajj.
It is the Hajj board that should come and report to us and account for the people they send outside Ghana. Foreign Affairs can only assist them. But it's not the duty of the foreign minister to come and tell this House what has happened to each and every one. It is the duty of that committee. So they would assist you, but they don't report to this House, and they cannot report to this House. They did not process them. They did not process them. They did not write their names. They never received any money from them. They cannot account for them. Mr. Speaker, it is the duty of the committee to come and report to Ghana the people they sent and send back. It's just like telling the Minister for Defense that, well, you send people to war, they died there, and so the foreign minister should come and report. It's not possible. It's you. You send the people. You have a duty to report to the families. You have a duty to report to the community and to the people of Ghana who you sent and who reported back.
Former Minister for Defence and MP for Bimbilla, Dominic Nitiwul.
Now let's go to the Ghana Hajj Task Force and speak to Alhaji ABA Husseini, who is the head of corporate affairs at the Hajj Task Force, on this issue raised by the Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga. Alhaji, good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, and good evening to your listeners and your good selves.
The Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga, an MP for Boko Central, says 2 of his people cannot be accounted for after taking part in the Hajj. You issued a statement, disputing this particular statement from the Member of Parliament. What are you seeking to put out there?
Let me say without any iota of doubt that the Majority Leader is a very accomplished legislator. He's someone I've been in Parliament with him for 12 years. And I can say without any iota of doubt that he's a very matured politician who speaks on facts. But unfortunately, on this one, I'm sure the briefing was not right. Maybe the person who gave him a briefing misled him. The 2 people concerned did not patronize the Hajj on the auspices of the Hajj Task Force. Incontrovertible facts of this matter are that the 2 went with a tourist visa, and as you are aware, in the prelude to the opening of this year's Hajj, the Saudi authorities made it abundantly clear that they are going to exhibit a zero tolerance for the usage of tourist visa to perform Hajj, and that it is only the Hajj visa that will permit pilgrims to patronize this year's Hajj. And so they did exactly that. And those who patronize the Hajj will tell you that those who went tourist visa had a very hard time. And they did not go, these particular people did not go with the Hajj Task Force, did not possess a Hajj visa, and for that matter, I'm sure that the tourist visa brought them whatever trouble it was. And so the Hajj task force, having not been aware of them, not having had any contact with them, not having even had any contract to send them to Hajj, had absolutely nothing to do with their patronage of the Hajj, and for that matter, had no responsibility whatsoever to see to their coming back. If you did not take anybody to Hajj under your auspices, you have no obligation to bring that person back. And so I can say that the Hajj task force never left one single person. And listen to my word, I'm saying it again. The Hajj task force never left one single person behind. I can only recall the person who even came to patronize the flight but fell ill and was taken to hospital and later on recovered, was brought back even under the aegis of the Hajj task force. So not a single person was taken to the Hajj that the Hajj person did not bring back. The only exception being those who, by the grace of Allah Almighty, Allah had recalled. And I think there were 9 or 10 deaths. And in those circumstances, they were beyond the control of the Hajj task force. But every other person alive and well was brought back by the Hajj task force back to Ghana.
Establish that these people did not travel under your umbrella. But then what is the task force also helping as far as finding them?
My brother, if you haven't caught the madman, how do you shave him? You have no responsibility. You are not even aware that somebody has gone on Hajj. How do you go and look for the person to bring him back? Bring him or her back? We are not aware. There were people who went on tourist visa. And we are aware that many people left on tourist visa. That is not the responsibility of the Hajj task force. The Hajj task force, acting in collaboration with the Saudi embassy in Ghana, issues Hajj visas for pilgrims. And this year was an unprecedented Hajj this year. Never in the annals of our country's history have we moved so many people. Closer to about 6,000 pilgrims went on Hajj this year, as opposed to just 3,500 last year. So clearly the numbers were overwhelming, and the numbers were in such a manner that it was in concert with the Saudi authorities who gave the visas in consonance with Ghana's quota of nearly 6,000. So that is the number that the Hajj task force had a burden to take to the Hajj and bring the same numbers back. And so if any other numbers came in addition to this, it was not part of the Hajj task force. And it was the responsibility of the agents through whom they went. It was the agents who had a bounding duty to make sure that those they took on tourist visa were brought back the same way. And so this cannot be put on the Hajj task force at all. Not in any way can the Hajj task force be held responsible for this particular endeavor.
So, Alaj, apart from the Ghana task force that organizes, there are others who also organize it. Which people you describe them as bongo tourists, or what?
Yes.
Tell us the difference between the two.
Yeah, the bongo is that those who don't go through the Hajj task force use other means. Like I said, this year the Saudi embassy in Ghana, through the Ministry of Umrah and Hajj Affairs in Saudi Arabia, issued a clarion call to us to make it clear to Ghanaians that they were going to exhibit a zero tolerance for the usage of tourist visa to perform the Hajj. Sorry. And so anybody who did not come with a Hajj visa but went through an agent to collect a tourist visa will not be allowed to perform the Hajj. Now, brother, and that is what happened. So if somebody went with a tourist visa, didn't go through us, and we went with our pilgrims, and then sometimes they come to try to gate crash because they don't come through the official channels, but once they are in Saudi Arabia, they find a way. Where from Jeddah, they will try to enter Makkah, and when they enter Makkah, try to mingle with our pilgrims to share the facilities with them, their accommodation, their food, their buses, and others. That is why they call them bongo. It means they are scaling the wall to try and come inside. That is an unauthorized route. It's a trespass, and I'm sure that trespassers normally are not willingly given a hug or a show of welcome when they readily come into those places using that illegitimate entry. So clearly, that one is an unapproved route as far as the Hajj task force is concerned, and they have no obligation. We in the Hajj task force have no obligation to go looking for such people to bring them. I'm sure that will then transit into the realm of the Ghana mission in Saudi Arabia. which has a broader duty to look after Ghanaians as a whole. But the Saudi, the Hajj Task Force doesn't have that kind of duty to extend that welfare to all manner of Ghanaians who are there on their own. That is not the duty of the Hajj Task Force.
But Lad, you agree with me that the Ghanaian consulate there must take care of Ghanaians, and so if there's a reported, if hold on, Alaj, if there's a reported incident like this, at least the consulate should be in a position to help find these individuals. Have you been in communication, even though they didn't go under your umbrella? Have you been in communication with the consulate?
Indeed, as Muslims, we have had the duty to draw the attention of the consulate to Muslims, the plight of Muslims, even for those who went on the bongo. We did the attention of the consulate because they have that broader mandate to deal with it. We in the Hajj Task Force are concentrated on dealing with the pilgrims that you have taken there. They are directly under your ambit, and you have the bounding duty to take care of their interests and welfare. But you cannot extend the same courtesies because of the limited amount of resources and others you have to deal with that broader mandate. That broader mandate belongs to the consulate and the embassy, who have a duty to look after Ghanaians outside the borders of our country. So this one is not, I'm sorry to say, not the mandate of the High Task Force. Try as we did, where the information is available for us to make it known to the authorities to extend such courtesy to them. I can tell you that we did not hesitate to do so. But let us not confuse that with trying to say that it is within our mandate, and for that matter, compulsory on us, a burden on us to discharge by bringing them back to Ghana. No, it was not. We did not take them there, and so it was not for us to bring them back.
Alhaji, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Alhaji ABF Husseini is head of corporate affairs at the Ghana Hajj Task Force. You're also listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Enu has some more stories.
The minority in Parliament has staged a walkout during proceedings in protest against remarks made by the majority leader Mahama Yariga regarding the vacant Akwatia parliamentary seat following the passing of Ernest Yao Kumi. Raising the issue on the floor of Parliament, Mahama Yariga questioned Speaker Alban Bagbin on when the seat would be formally declared vacant. He referenced a visit by parliamentary leadership to the bereaved family shortly after the MP's death, during which the demise was acknowledged. In response, the Speaker clarified that until there is formal communication from the late MP's family, Parliament cannot initiate the process of declaring the seat vacant or notify the Electoral Commission. Tensions escalated when Mahama Yariga claimed that the New Patriotic Party had already circulated posters of the late MP's wife, suggesting she intended to contest in the upcoming by-election. The Minority Caucus found the comment insensitive and inappropriate, prompting their walkout in protest.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inusaf. Let's settle for the details. The Securities and Exchange Commission is intensifying market surveillance as part of efforts to clamp down on illicit activities within Ghana's financial markets. The initiative is part of a broader strategy to protect investors and restore confidence in the investment environment. Speaking at a stakeholder engagement at the Ho Technical University, Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, James Kluche-Abeji, said the Commission is rolling out measures to strengthen market integrity and enhance investor protection.
We recognize that a well-informed investor is a well-protected investor. When investors are enlightened and have access to relevant market information as well as diverse licensed investment products, they can create wealth, jobs, and fuel the economic growth of our beloved nation. We are actively enhancing our market surveillance system to better detect irregularities and strengthen investor confidence. Remember, if an investment promises return that are too good to be true, they most likely are. Always verify the legitimacy of any investment opportunity and the license of the operator with the SEC or SEC. We are here to provide the tools, the knowledge, the regulatory oversight to help you make sound decisions. Your financial future requires personal responsibility.
Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, James Klucher-Veji there. The Association of Ghana Industries is calling for bold structural reforms to consolidate recent macroeconomic gains and ensure long-term industrial competitiveness. This comes on the back of the latest producer price inflation data, which shows a drop to 5.9% in June 2025. Speaking to Citi Business News, the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of AGI, Chonam Akpelu, said, while the drop in producer inflation is welcome news, it must be backed by policy interventions that create a more resilient environment for production.
The news is extremely welcome news. We're very excited about the news, especially at a time that the Citi appears to be appreciating against the US dollars, and at a time that a lot of suppliers are being called upon to consider to reduce their prices and so on. We think that it's only a natural expectation to have the producer price inflation also going down that significantly. Our hope really is to see how these become sustainable. We're very interested in the long term because most of the things we do reflect our planning process, and we like to be able to plan with the long term in mind. So our hope is that these rates will even go even lower in the future, but very importantly, will be more stable so that it's easier for us to get especially our raw materials with a price that is more manageable.
That was the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Association of Ghana Industries, Chonam Akpelu. Country senior partner with PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana, Vish Ashagbo, has called for a structural transformation of Ghana's economy to reduce its vulnerability to external commodity shocks and to ensure sustainable macroeconomic stability. Vish Ashagbo warns that while recent improvements in gold prices have supported the city's performance, the country risks a reversal of these gains if the underlying economic fundamentals remain unchanged. He stressed the importance of leveraging the current commodity windfall to drive diversification and long-term reforms that would insulate the economy from the cyclical nature of global commodity markets.
For us, the exchange rate is just an indicator, and it's a symptom of what's going on in the broader economy and how, as a country, our competitiveness stacks up against others with whom we trade. So for us, two fundamental things that I'll comment on very briefly. One is, as we benefit from the stronger external flows that we're getting, we must take the opportunity to restructure ourselves internally. I'm talking about the fundamental shifts in the structure of our economy that are necessary so that when the tide turns, we don't get back into the situation we were in a few years ago. So we are benefiting from higher commodity prices, etc. That definitely will not last forever. But whilst we benefit from that, we must deal with our weaknesses so that by the time the tide turns, we can have a smoother journey.
Vish Ashagbo is country senior partner with PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust is aiming to boost compliance with pension contributions to 90% between now and next year, in line with statutory requirements. As part of efforts to meet this target, SNIT says it will intensify stakeholder engagement and enhance the use of digital platforms to streamline contributions and improve enforcement. SNIT Director General Kwesi Afrabani disclosed this during a sideline interview with the media at the 2025 Employers Breakfast meeting, emphasizing the importance of sustained compliance in safeguarding retirement security.
We are engaging more, like what we are doing today, because we believe that through engagement and through education, it makes it easier for people to comply with what it is required of them. 2, we also bring in our services to the doorsteps of people to make it more convenient for people to pay. And that's why the focus for today's conversation is on the digital platforms that we've made available to make it seamless and convenient for the employer to be compliant with the requirements of the law. we're targeting to take compliance to about 90% between this year and end of next year. And we believe it's possible because over the last 5 years, we've moved from about 60% to close to 80% today. So we are pretty confident that if we continue these engagements and get it right and provide the convenience that makes it easier for people to be compliant, we can scale above 90% within the next 24 months.
Kwesi Afrebaini is SNIT Director General. Cal Asset Management Company has reported significant growth across its flagship investment schemes and expressed confidence in its outlook for 2025. Speaking at the company's 2024 annual general meeting, CEO James Elijah Donko highlighted the robust performance of the Cal Benefit Fixed Income Unit Trust and Cal Advantage Balanced Unit Trust, noting that the Cal Benefit Unit Trust recorded an 88.3% year-over-year increase in asset value, closing 2024 at 31.80 million Ghana cedis, while the Cal Advantage Unit Trust surged by 179.8% to Ghana cedis 12.41 million Ghana cedis over the same period. In terms of returns, the Cal Benefit Unit Trust delivered 24.91% and the Cal Advantage Unit Trust achieved 34.41% for 2024. Although both funds performed slightly below their benchmarks, Elijah Donko noted in an interview with Citi Business News that the returns significantly outpaced inflation, delivering positive real returns for investors.
The Cal Advantage Unit Trust was one of the top performers among the balanced funds in the market. We did over 30%, 34%. When we talk about the Advantage, it was also in the top quarter of the income funds in the market. In all, everything was higher than inflation, and so we delivered real return to our unity holders, and I think that is satisfactory. We are cautiously optimistic. The Ghanaian economy is projected to grow between 4 and 5%. Inflation is still easing. Interest rate has come down significantly. Exchange rate is still doing well. So as fund managers, we will leverage on this.
CEO of Cal Asset Management Company, James Elijah Donko. The Northern Electricity Distribution Company has made notable progress in reducing its system losses and boosting revenue over the past 6 months. According to its managing director, John Yamwa, the distribution losses, which have dropped from 33.85% in May last year to 30.95% this year, marks a significant improvement in the utility provider's ongoing efforts to address operational inefficiencies. Mr. Yamwa noted that NEDCO is intensifying its loss control measures while implementing robust revenue mobilization strategies to meet its financial and operational targets.
So far, within the 6 months, we have been able to reduce our losses as compared to the same time last year. And we are still driving our losses down. The losses is one of the challenges, major challenges for NEDCO. Our distribution losses are high. But as at May, our distribution losses is at 30.95 as compared to the same time last year, which was 33.85. So that is one. And then revenue, our revenue to has improved as compared to last year. We are still driving to achieve our targets. As we speak, we are doing mass revenue implementation to be able to bring more revenue.
You heard Managing Director of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, John Yamwa. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inusafo. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Your family's health should never be a worry, no matter where you are in the world. Are you a Ghanaian in the diaspora, a foreign resident in Ghana, or a Ghanaian looking for the perfect health insurance plan for yourself or your family in Ghana? Then the Apex Ebusiapa Health Cover is what you need. A comprehensive health insurance plan to protect your loved ones. From hospital stays to life-saving treatments, we ensure quality healthcare at an affordable cost. Apex Ebusiapa Health Cover. You don't just send love home, you secure it. Visit Apex Health Insurance at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shashi East Legon, or call 0540-128-256 or 0501-683912. Apex Ebusiapa Health Plan. Global love, local care.
Hot pepper powder. This advert is FDA approved.
Oh, jump on now.
Go, go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News on Citi 97.3 FM. Tonight on Point Blank, as you're aware, the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, will on Saturday converge at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium in Lagos here in Accra, where the party is seeking to amend portions of its constitution. My colleague Hansen Ajimai had an interview or sat down with the chairman of the National Planning Committee for the NPP National Delegates Conference, Joseph Osewusu, former Member of Parliament for Bekwai and former First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, to take us through what we should expect on Saturday and the motions that is expected to be adopted by conference on Saturday.
In less than 48 hours, the New Patriotic Party's National Delegates Conference will be voting on key reforms to see to the amendment of the party's constitution. I mean, this stems from a National Council meeting after deliberating on reforms that were considered by a constitutional amendment committee chaired by Frank Davis. But how are preparations ongoing? Former First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osewusu, he's been put in charge as chairman of the planning committee. Let's find out from him how things are going. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
We can see there's a stage behind us being mounted. It should suggest that you are nearing completion as far as your preparations are concerned.
Yes, well, as you can see, we started today preparing the ground for the conference. Various teams are working simultaneously. Various committees are working. The health committee is meeting, the planning committee, the grounds committee is the one who's facilitating that. As you can see, chairman of the accommodation committee is there, transport committee is in charge. So we are making feverish preparations to be sure.
Many committees there, but when they mentioned, I think we heard just about 16 names to form the planning committee.
That's the planning committee, but in the planning committee we have subcommittees. And
who opted some people?
Several, and indeed they are very very, very many volunteers. That is so encouraging. So many people are willing to voluntarily support the work we're doing. And so, challenging, but we are up to the task.
I mean, this will be the first biggest gathering of the NPP since the defeat in 2024. Did this run through the mind of members of the planning committee in putting this together?
All we care is that we have a national conference. We have had so many conferences. We have lost elections before. So for a political party, losing an election is part of your life cycle. They're not truly bothered about.
This loss to many was grave. The margin, you left Parliament voluntarily, but the sort of seats the party lost in Parliament. And so it might only be normal for the party to be concerned while having its major gathering after such a loss.
What is important is that all the delegates will be coming from all the 16 regions of the country. The motivation that driving people to come back, meet together, look at our constitution again, plan for the way forward is what matters. We've put the loss behind us. We are looking forward. The lessons we learned from the loss will motivate and guide us in our preparation towards the next election.
Now, let's look at tomorrow. We've seen, of course, the stadium, so at least they'll be seated in the seats that are available at the stadium. The platform that has been mounted, will anybody be seated on that platform?
It is not intended to be used for seating. All the seatings will be in the stands, and the seats here, that will be used for communicating, for those who will be addressing members, those where they will be speaking from. But generally, seating will be around here. The seating is far bigger than the number of delegates we're expecting to be here.
How many delegates are you expecting?
In all, delegates is nearly 6,000, but in all, we're expecting about 8,000 people on the ground.
If one is a committed member of the NPP, not a delegate, and he lives close by, can a person come?
He may come to the precincts of a parliament. You may not be permitted to enter unless you have accreditation. We'll be very strict on that, and so let's make that point very clear. We'll be very strict on accreditation. You can only enter if you're accredited, and delegates' accreditation will be different from special guests, from VVIPs, and from others.
We saw a communication that each region will be given an entry point. Should they take it that delegates will be seated region to region?
That's how we normally do it. Each region is congregated in one location, and so we'll continue to do it the same way here.
How many motions are we talking about?
In all, we have about a little over 50 motions to be taken.
Because we've seen a document, about a 300-page document that was circulated to delegates, but you have 50 motions.
That is the compilation of the various proposals coming from different groups of people. Some of the proposals, or many of the proposals talk to the same issue. You may have one proposal, or one amendment, which would have about 50 proposed amendments. So what the motions are doing is consolidate the various issues that come around, and the members will be asked to vote upon those motions.
But we know, even though the proposals are similar, the thinking on how it should be differs. So, for instance, there are those who may think that polling station executives should be increased to 11. There are those who add other offices that pushes it to 19 or 20. How did the motion marry these differences?
Well, that is the work of the Constitutional Review Committee, very experienced one. Frank Davis is very many years my senior, and a few experienced Deputy Attorney General and so on. They have done the consolidation. I can't speak to the procedure they used, but I'm confident that the motions will cover all the areas that people raise issues on our constitution.
I ask this because as a planning committee chair, you would also be interested in how smooth things things to go. Are these motions available, the finalized motions that they are going to vote on? Have delegates seen them?
I believe so. They have been printed into a booklet. And I think at the last general National Executive, Emergency and National Executive meeting, copies were shown. And from there, it would be handed over to the General Secretary, who would circulate it for members to consider.
Over 50 motions in a day's conference can all be considered, practically?
Yes, all of them will be considered. We believe that by 4 p.m. we should be done, because it is
so very ambitious, I believe.
You think so? We believe that members should return as soon as the conference is over. We don't intend to host or accommodate members for a second day. So we believe that not more than 4 hours should be sufficient.
What form of voting or adoption is this going to take? Is it by voice count? Is it?
Usually, the practice has always been by voice vote. That's always been by voice vote, and it's been smooth.
In Parliament, I know if you do voice vote and one opposes, there are avenues to challenge, and perhaps you can do the individual counting. Is there any?
No Parliament. And Parliament is regulated by a procedure adopted by members of Parliament, but this is MPP.
No, actually, because so if motion 1 is read and somebody says I think no, then no.
Usually,
how will you resolve that?
Usually, people make up their minds so firmly that when it is a no, you can tell very clearly that. I recall the very first one I participated in was in 2009. And there was a particular amendment which members had made up their mind that this one it won't pass. So even before they finished reading out the motion, the no was deafening, and that was the end of it. So
you don't expect that we will get motions that will split heads.
I don't expect that much, because these are all proposals from members themselves. A lot of them are about the same clauses, and the proposals are consolidated to achieve the object that are generally contained in those proposals.
Even though the motions are ones that have been drawn by the Amendments Committee, the themes for which they border around are known to me, and I'm sure known to you. One has to do with the quest to remove the superdelegate system.
Can't speak to that. I haven't seen that in the motions.
Part of the proposals.
Well, probably. So I'm sure that if that is an issue, it will be discussed here. But generally, people think that we should review the way we do things, and because the way we do things are regulated by the Constitution, there's the proposals coming from members themselves which will form the basis of all the proposals. And again, a team went round and listened to people's concerns, so that will also influence even how the proposals are couched.
The selection of the theme.
Well, we think that generally, over time, we appear to be overlooking that this party was built on some particular values. And it is important that we reminded ourselves that the basis of the formation of the party, the values which we held dear. Sometimes people ask what's the difference between your party and the other party, but our values differ. If our works and our resolutions and our discussions don't center on the things we hold dear, people cannot tell the difference between them and us. So, yes, we want to rebuild the party. The values which the founding fathers built the party on should be the basis upon which any organization, reorganization, renewal is founded.
First, let's speak to these values. Are you able to elaborate on what these values are?
It's one of the proposed amendments that they should be stated in the Constitution. So they'll come.
But I mean, you've been a long-standing member of the NPP. What are the values? What values attract?
The values is that we are the party of governance. The party of governance believes in human rights, rule of law, and basically freedom of the individual to develop on his own. So you see that our motto is development and freedom. We believe as much as possible in the private enterprise, that people, once government provide the public infrastructure, we call that public goods, the individual will take advantage of the public goods to develop his own self. These are the values which formed the basis of our party over the years.
Is it that current members, leaders of the party are not familiar with these values, or they are being diluted? What exactly seems to have happened to these values?
Well, we think that in all our discussions, the emphasis of these values should be the central theme of our party, the party of governance. Governance based on the rule of law, government based on respect for human rights, government based on free enterprise should be the basis and central to all discussions.
But from what you said, will you say the party has swayed away from these values?
I don't think so. I only think that we should be emphasizing more in future discussions of the party.
Because some believe that the theme is an admission on the part of leaders of the party that you might have forsaken. Because we hear some persons within the NPP say that you're beginning to look more like the NDC.
Well, I don't know who is thinking that, but for me it is important that we emphasize what we stand for. I think it is important. And one of the reasons why we started the school, Patriotic Institute, because there are many people coming up these days who need to be led to imbibe the values before they seek leadership positions in the country and in our party.
When the school was launched, there were issues about statements that if you want to hold a position within a party, or if the government comes to power and you ought to hold a position, you should have gone through the school. Some thought that you are pushing some form of indoctrination.
Well, indoctrination is critical. Why am I talking about values? The values are the basis of the indoctrination. Why do I speak so passionately about human rights? Why do I speak passionately about rule of law?
Doesn't it block your free thinking, the freeness of the thinking? I mean, at least
how can it be? The country's rules is based on the Constitution, and these are the values in the Constitution, But sometimes when people have power, they forget that there's a basis for the power you have. There's a basis for the things, why we have a democracy. There's a foundation based in the Constitution. And so we need to keep reminding ourselves that this party, these are the things we believe in. If you're going to be part of the team that work for or in this party, you must understand that these are the values that must show in all you do. As an office holder of the party or even a public servant.
So you will support any convention that appointees should have gone through the school?
Well, I don't know whether it's a conventional, but it must be critical, not necessarily the school. You must demonstrate that you understand and you work with those values.
Now, let's talk about the conference. We realized that in some of the advertisements, you put it from 19th to 18th to 21st. But from Friday to Sunday. I might be getting the dates wrong, but from Friday to Sunday. But it appears that emphasis is on Saturday.
I don't know. We have not advertised. We only started advertising last week when we launched the theme, and it was clear. We expect delegates to arrive on Friday, stay the night. The Saturday is the conference day. That's always been. We used to let delegates stay over after the conference. But it does appear that we may not be able to fund a second day.
Joseph Osei-Wusu, former Member of Parliament for Bekwai, former First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, and the Chairman of the National Planning Committee of the National Delegate Conference of the MPP. The event takes place on Saturday, the 19th of July, 2025, where the MPP is seeking to amend portions of its constitution. Stay tuned to 97.3 FM Citi and Channel 1 TV, where we'll bring you a live coverage of the MPP National Delegates Conference taking place on Saturday at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium at Legon here in Accra. And this is when we end today's edition of Eyewitness News that came to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe. Earlier you heard Eno Safo. Show produced by Kwabna Wilson, Beverly London, and Juliana Odame, as well as Ayamba. So we'll come away again tomorrow. May the good Lord be with us all. Good night.
Citi News. Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.